to another episode of Turn of the Millennials podcast. As always, I am Steffi, and with me,
I am Lindy.
and today we are going to be discussing fitness because we up in the gym just working on our fitness. Now, obviously, as you all know, with lockdowns, everyone kind of went crazy with at-home fitness stuff, whether it was buying like Pelotons, Echelons, the mirrors, all you couldn't find a weight to for your life online or free weights at Walmart. Like just everything was all crazy because everyone was trying to do shit at home. So this kind of gave us the idea and sparked an idea to maybe think back to all of those fitness or workout crazes that kind of we've had in our lifetime or at that kind of turn of the millennium era. We sort of broadened it a little bit of all of them so our whole entire life just because there was so much that was just so popular that we just broadened it for a kind of our whole entire teen existence is really what we did. So kind of a little synopsis. For the most part, me and Lindy weren't big into fitness in our teen years. Like I did competitive dance until I was like 9, and then I had a bike until I was like 14, 13. It got stolen from me, and then after that I just kind of I did walking, but like I wasn't uberly into fitness or, doing stuff. I think I only did my mandatory 1 or 2 gym credits and dropped it after that. Live Fit was one of them. Live Fit.
Oh, I know Live Fit. Walk it out.
Walk it out. Walk it out.
Walk it out. Walk it out. I was like, I did T-ball for a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years until I was maybe about 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I was in gymnastics for only 2 weeks. It got pulled out because none of the teachers or organizers would do anything about this pervy little fucking kid in our class that kept touching all the girls.
Ooh.
So my mom pulled us out. And then I was active with brownies and guides.
Yep, me too.
And then I had a very active lifestyle growing up at the trailer, like especially like I was there all summer.
Yep.
So other than sleeping at the trailer, we were only at the campsite to eat meals. Maybe to go and change out of our wet bathing suits
or check in with your parents.
Check in with your parents.
Sometimes it was even a drive by on your bike being like, hey, okay,
hey,
cool.
I'm right here. I'll see it back in an hour.
Right. Like okay,
I'm safe. I'm still alive. I have all my teeth. We're good.
Exactly. And you got the
fucking
pool,
days, weren't it?
Pool, the bike,
oh my
even
God,
just walking the whole park was crazy.
Pool from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. because that's the hours it was open. Other than
or
getting
the lake.
Out to eat. Yep. As we got older, it was more the lake. Yep.
Well, a little late. I think as we got older, the lake got grosser.
That's fair. We knew what was in it. We knew too much.
We didn't want to go in it anymore. Didn't want to go in anymore too much.
Yeah, like we were very, very active at the trailer.
Yep.
Burned a lot of calories sitting at the pavilion and carving the picnic table. Getting up in the rafters.
I was going to say, you're going to build your upper body strength pulling yourself up into the rafters. You had the biking and walking around. Like, it was a pretty big trailer park, especially when you're walking down to the F section and everything. Like, you're getting your steps in for sure. If you walk around the lake as well, you're getting your steps.
Yeah. When it comes to like gym class, I got like an A for effort, I think.
Right, like
I always
participated.
I always participated. I may have complained a time or two, or
it just wasn't necessarily the one that I was always gung ho for. I liked art class or music class a little bit more than say gym
there
class.
were certain things
when the gymnastics units came
certain
through?
Programs of gym class I really, really liked, especially in elementary school with the gymnastics
equipment. They put that one out.
That one was always fun. Or when you were really little, you had the parachute.
Oh, the parachute, and you sit underneath and you do the balls on top of it, and that one was so much fun. And then in high school, there was 2 different options. I remember grade 11 they brought in rock climbing, so they had these ropes and stuff like that, and then you could do like zip lines and that, and they brought it into the school in the gym. And they had that set up for a couple of weeks. And then in grade 12 you got to choose what you wanted as the units each week, and a lot of them were off site, so you could choose like going to the rec center and doing aquafit classes for 2 weeks.
I stopped gym class after that because that was that was past, like I stopped until I got like all of my prerequisite for physical education. I think you only needed 2.
Yeah, you only needed 2. And
I only took like grade 9 and 10 gym. So
see, I didn't take grade 9. I took grade 10, 11, 12.
My grade 9 gym class was most memorable because that was the year my grade 9 class won Dance Mania. For the 9th graders
in high school, at the end of the around May-ish, all of the dance class, all of the girls' gym classes would do dances.
The guys.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was co-ed.
Oh, because I know in ours it was all the girls. Because I remember particularly in my group, I had a couple of Muslim girls that weren't allowed, like, because of the modesty. They took the headdresses off, and one time there was a guy in there and they didn't know, and they kind of had a little panic moment, unfortunately. So that's the only reason I remember it was just girls in ours.
Well, I'm 2 years ahead of you, so maybe they made it more optional then.
Maybe it was more
But
optional.
I'm pretty sure in my class it was.
I remember the big dance
But
that
now I'm
all
rethinking
the
because
classes.
mine was Barbie Girl because our class did Barbie Girl.
But there
And
was
I
the
really
dance that
okay.
all of everyone learned, and then
Yeah,
your class did
yeah,
one, and the one that everyone learned, the boys were part of. But I think usually when you learned it, it was the girls together
yeah. Maybe the guys only had to learn that one dance, and then
because it
because
was
I'm
like
thinking because
silly
we
and
did Barbie
fun.
Girl, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that all the girls in my gym class were like all like the Barbie girls, and we were dressed in ridiculously fluorescent colored leotard and tutus and like all this ridiculous stuff. And
Mhm.
then one of like the most popular seniors played Ken. Like he did the part of Ken, and it was
Yeah.
just so much fun. And
Yeah.
then our group one with all the gym classes
Rockefeller
did the
skank because I
one
remember you were
that
doing
was your
that.
year. That was
No,
your year. That wasn't my year. My year was
was
Together Again by Janet Jackson.
no, it was one of your years because I remember you doing it at the trailer. I was not in high school yet because that song came out in 97, so like 97, 98, and I was not in high school yet. It was one of yours because I remember you were doing it at the trailer or
Yeah,
something
it's
one
a
year.
dance from Whatever It Takes.
But I know they took it, they did, but no, it was from She's All That, and they ripped it off because they did it for the school dance.
Well, I really don't remember what like my 10th grade one was, but
Yeah.
my ninth grade one was Together Again by Janet Jackson.
Okay.
I remember that for sure. So the
'Cause
10th grade one might have been that.
maybe it was that one.
I don't recall.
I remember one of ours was
I
Rock Your
don't
Body
recall.
with Justin Timberlake. I think that was my grade 11 year was
Yeah,
Rock
and
Your
then
Body.
I didn't do it after grade 10, right? So
And then I can't remember what it was for grade 12. Yeah, I remember our group one was Walking on Sunshine in my first year. That one was funny. That one was good times. But
walking out sunshine.
grade 12 was good.
It's
So I mean,
gonna feel good. Woo!
I mean, we could kind of do a millennial moment, but I guess this is kind of sort of a millennial moment all in our its own, just reminiscent about high
Oh,
school.
but I had a good
Okay,
one.
yeah. So what was your millennial
Millennial moment.
moment?
My millennial. Okay, so I am watching Only Murders in the Building. So on the latest episode that I watched, I'm not up to date on it. I haven't watched it in a couple weeks, but Steve Martin's character's like former stepdaughter, I guess I'll call her that, is about 2021, she's college age, came to town, and they were trying to like get information out of her about something. I don't remember. And they were like, Selena, you're her like generation. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm like millennial. She's Gen Z. Like, no. And so she tried to like talk to her about it. And her name's Lucy, and Lucy is just going a mile a fucking minute, saying words I don't fucking know, might as well be in some dead fucking language, like Atlantis language or something. No fucking clue. And I'm sitting there on screen and I'm watching Selena Gomez's face. It's the same as mine. And I'm like, there's no fucking way that they're implying that Selena Gomez is old. No fucking way. I'm like, no. Well,
I mean, her character in the show is,
yes, but she's the same age as her character. And I'm just like, why know if Selena Gomez is considered? Well, it's having
because 30s is not 20s.
Selena Gomez is having her own millennial moment. That's what made me feel old, and we just can't have that,
right?
Yeah.
When millennial moments are starting to pop up in pop culture, it makes
Selena
you feel
Gomez
sad.
Is still like 13-year-old Alex Russo, like Wizard
in your head, right?
Yes.
She's still, I know.
I watched that whole series like maybe a few months ago. I just finished it again.
That's
and
funny.
because I love my kids shows.
Yeah, Alex Russo. I know. I still think of her that, and then I see her, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're definitely not that anymore.
And she's like an adult, and she's got her own like fucking cooking show and shit now, and all this jazz, and just she's awesome. Right. I love Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a millennial moment. I just always am feeling old. There's just been a lot.
I'm just always feeling old.
Actually, I was talking with my dad the other day or something. He came over Friday night and he was talking to me, and he was saying something to me, and he's like, I bet you feel old. And I'm like, yes, Dad, I know I'm at the age where you said You're gonna feel old like this one day, and I understand how ironic it is right now. I know, Dad.
I think like everybody in existence, parents have said that to them.
Yeah, like you'll feel like this when
You're
you're
gonna
because you
feel
feel
this
like
one
this
day.
when you're my age, like because you're making
Yeah.
fun of them for like why are you so old? You're so old.
Yeah.
Like your kids or whatever the younger generation is like, oh you're so old, you're so old, and you're like
Mm.
you're gonna feel like this one day. Don't even think that you're gonna stay this young and feel like this forever. You're gonna feel my age one day, and then you get there and you're like, yeah, they were right. They were right.
So
So, on that notice, let's get back into as we get older, we have to work on our fitness,
stay
y'all.
healthy.
Stay
'Cause it's
fit.
hard. As you get older, it's harder to keep those pounds off and
Body break.
avoid heart attacks and stuff.
I didn't think
Stay fit and have fun.
stay fit,
Body
have fun,
break.
body break. See all of those times that they were teaching us, and we just,
Mhm.
but at least we.
Thank
still
you, Hal
remember.
Johnson and Joanne McLeod.
We still remember. Stay fit and have fun.
We still remember, and I still remember those windsuits.
Yep.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah.
Fuck yeah. And then eventually later on, I think in the late 2000s, they were a little older, and then they were doing like healthy meals and stuff, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
look
I
at
saw
that.
them in a few like spots here and there
Just
when
here and there, yeah.
yeah.
They were still body breaks, but just every so often, not as all the time. But you'd still see
Mhm.
them. So you're like, good to see you guys are still doing your thing.
I
Keeping
learned a lot
yourself
from them,
fit.
but I did not implement it into my life. I was a
Nope.
fat kid. I was a fat teenager.
I
I was good up until about ninth grade, and then all the way through high school, I gained so much fucking weight.
if only you thought
Yeah.
high school fat was what the fat you thought now.
Oh no! Have you seen pictures of me in high
No,
school?
I know.
I was fucking fat.
But there's everyone says that. They're like, man, if only
I
I was
know.
high school
Oh,
fat.
in my 20s, like around in my 20s and so, and early 30s, like I see pictures of me being like, I thought I was fat back then. But in high school, it was actually true. I was fat.
When I was in like the first 2 years of high school, I was not too bad. And then when I dated a certain someone, stopped like walking around and eating a lot of
he had a
fast food
car.
because he had a car. I
bought you stuff.
unfortunately gained some weight. I still wasn't like fat, but I was chubbier than I was. And then, like, I remember a
Like,
couple years
I wouldn't have
later,
cons-
I went to a party and they watched an old video from when we went like to one of the cottages or something,
Mhm.
and they looked at me like, "Man, Steph, you looked so fat," and I was like, "Oh, I know I was fat. Don't worry, I'm well aware. I know I look better now. Don't worry, it's all good."
Have the audacity to even say something like that.
It
It's
was
rude.
one of the guys, one of the other
Of course
guys.
it is. Of course it fucking was. You
No,
knew
it
the
wasn't a
friends
guy.
were-
It was one of the girlfriends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, bitch. I get very defensive in my almost 40.
But back then I was like, I don't care. I look hot, so you can shave me. Like, I had a little more over falsity of confidence, I guess, back then.
Over falsity of confidence.
Yeah.
Meaning you were conceited a little bit?
No. Just
That's
over.
that's what I consider overconfident, I guess.
No, I just didn't have the confidence, but I definitely over faked it. Sometimes.
Oh, okay. I understand what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, over falsity of confidence.
Okay. You weren't as confident as you portrayed.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would
All
be
right.
it.
That's cool.
So,
All right. So, what workout videos did we have, or what did you want to start with?
yeah. So I guess, yeah. So with, we had lots of different weird fitness, I feel like, crazes over the years, whether between like videos or equipments or even just classes that really became like an in niche at the particular time and frame.
You feel like that was when like body image issues really started, but very subtly. They really didn't really realize it at the time, because fitness really, the 90s became really all about fitness. Like
It really did.
I can't
And-
remember how many fucking like late night infomercials were about fitness.
A lot of it is when that like Kate Moss became very popular and had the heroin chic became very popular in the
Yes.
90s.
Yes.
So I think that was very much like a connector base for that. Everyone wanted to look like Kate Moss or everyone else in those magazines.
Or
so
any of the supermodels from the 90s, like
the Wayfish,
Cindy Crawford, Claudia Schiffer.
and they were all very
Heidi
Wayfish or
Klum.
tiny.
Yeah.
So I think that was, I feel like that was kind of a bit of a catalyst into that. I kind of
Alright.
agree with you. Yeah.
So
So-
it spurred a lot of interesting workout
Yeah.
scenarios and tapes and things.
So I don't know like in any particular order, but I know one of the biggest, like looking into it, the one that was definitely like the biggest or highest selling workout videotape of all time was Jane Fonda. Her
Buns
workout
of
tape.
Steel.
No, not Buns of Steel. She
Oh,
just had her own, like, there was a different bunch of workouts. So some of them was just like a cardio, and some of them were just, it was just a general workout regimen of Jane Fonda's workout.
okay.
I don't think, yeah, she didn't have I don't think she had a particular name. It
Probably
came
just,
out in,
like workouts with Jane Fonda or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
workouts with Jane Fonda and a few different videos of them. And they came out in like 1992, and yeah, they ended up becoming the best selling of all time. And then, as Lindy said, my buns, they don't
They don't
feel
feel nothing
nothing
like
like
steel.
steel. And on top of that, we also had abs of steel. So that was kind of a thing where it was like
Yeah.
buns and abs of steel, because that was what people, I guess, were focusing buns and abs. I don't know.
Buns and abs
It's-
day.
However,
Yeah.
they were done by two different people, which is kind of funny, even though they sort of had the same name.
Would have been the same company, like same production company that owned the rights
Possibly.
to it.
And Buns of Steel came out first before Abs of Steel, because when I was watching the videos and based on like the recording and the production value, the first Buns of Steel was a guy, and you could tell that he had like, it was just like a very basic, and then eventually got different, and it became a girl doing, I think, both of it.
I watched one that was it was on YouTube, and it was Buns of Steel, like part like 3 or 4 or something, with Tamara Webb,
Tamale Webb, yeah.
Tamale Webb, yeah,
And the
or
original
something
guy
like
was
that.
Greg Smithy or Smithy. And I was like,
Sure.
interesting. Yeah. So again,
Yeah.
this one. And then we have all different kinds. Oh, Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons. If we're talking about infomercials and like in the 90s, like he was the workout
King
guru, I guess you could kind of
Guru.
say.
Yes, he was known as a workout guru.
Workout guru in the 90s, like at the
Yeah.
end of I did one of his videos, Sweating to the Oldies, from like 96 or whatever it was.
I
It
did
was
one from like 88.
it was a grand old fucking time, I'm not gonna lie.
It
Like,
was fun.
right, it was so
Yes.
much fun. He keeps you like the energy, they keep you kind of going. And then at the end, I don't know if
And
yours had it, but they actually showed a bunch of people that had lost weight and how much they had
oh yeah,
lost
yeah.
over the course of it, and one of them was like 200 and some odd, and I was like, just from dancing, you go girl. It was
Like
so cool.
it was a lot of fun. It was fairly easy to follow along, considering you didn't really know the steps that he was going to do, because he kind of calls it out as he's doing them.
Yeah.
But it was like for that, like it was fairly easy, and it was a lot of fun, and it worked up a sweat.
Yeah, I honestly,
Like got
I
my
was
heart
like,
going, and that's
I
what you
got
want. You want your heart rate high. You don't really need to sweat your ass off, but you need your heart rate to get going, is what helps burn those calories and stuff, right?
right.
So
And like it was, however, there is some cheese to it. Like there's
yeah.
random people dressed up as like their everyday lives, like a mailman,
Yes,
and the
like,
nurse, and
the jean skirt the one girl was wearing. I'm like,
right.
how are you moving in that,
who
sweetheart?
works out in a jean skirt? Like, let's be real. Like, I know we go to the bar and dance in
Yeah.
jeans, but if I'm gonna do a
And
workout, you know,
something like I need to mention on this one, because I saw it on like all the fucking workout tapes. Granted, it's tapes, it's for TV. Of course, you're gonna be wearing makeup, but there were some women in there that I was like, who are you trying to impress?
yeah,
How
you need the
heavy
bright
is your
lights,
face?
right?
Like,
You know,
oh my God, why does your face like not weigh like 10 fucking pounds? How are you not like chin down all the fucking time?
but it was a different time, because remember, women would like never leave their house without their faces, so a lot of them
The big
did
hair.
wear a lot of
I
makeup.
wonder how much all the hairspray was that they were wearing and like weighed.
Right?
It was a lot.
Or a lot. I don't know. Yeah.
Because none of that, with all the movements, their hair didn't fucking
And-
move. Good
And
old
there was like,
Aquanet.
right? Little Aquanet. And there was like a really cheesy like opening scene, and there was like a cello player
Yes.
for some reason. It
Mhm.
was, I don't know. It was like, it was fun. I suggest you guys, these are all
They're
available
fun. They're all on YouTube. Yeah.
We found them all on YouTube. They're so much fun. We had to
And
try-
Richard Simmons has a ton of them. And contrary to belief,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not dead.
No, he's not. He still actually,
He's-
I think, is making. I think there was a few newer-ish ones.
I looked it up, and he has not made a video since like 2000 or 99 or something like that. He
Oh,
went into
okay.
hiding, and yeah, as far as I know, he's living his life out with his family and loved ones, and
Oh.
not being part of the limelight. Of course, this was like, I did my research like 2 weeks ago and forgot to write anything down. And yeah, when we were supposed to record this like last week, but it didn't happen. So, but yeah,
Oh,
like
no, okay, so
he's still alive and he's around, but he's not around.
he's not around. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's
not in
living
the
a very
limelight, which good.
quiet.
Which, whatever. You don't always have to
Private
stay
life.
in Hollywood just
Yeah.
because you were once famous.
But
You don't always have to
what
stay in it.
was great about this, okay, so what I loved about Richard Simmons is just how happy he always was.
I know. Always.
So I was not in the fucking mood to do these videos. I was like, fuck, because when we were going to record it like last weekend or something,
Yeah.
I completely forgot about them. I was like, God damn it, Lindy, you're stupid, and didn't fucking do them. So I had maybe a few hours to squeeze in as many as I could.
Yeah.
And so I started with his because like, well, why not? It's the one that I actually know, or I know like the most, other than the Alyssa Milano one. Yeah. But I was like, let's do it. So I turned it on. I'm emptying the dishwasher because I'm just like, fuck it, right? So I'm just whatever. And I watched and I'm watching. I'm kind of bopping along, and I start doing the steps by the dishwasher. And then before I move the coffee table out of the way, and I'm all fucking in it, like,
right?
Woo! Yeah. And like 28 minutes later, I'm just like, wow. Whew.
Because it's just so like right from the beginning, I found he's very engaging.
He pulled me out of my bad mood.
And actually, it's funny. I gave Danielle the one I did from '96 because I was like, dude, it's got like all of the good like oldies tunes. You're gonna love it. So I'm like, trust me, Danielle, like do this one. You're gonna love it. It's so good. Like I said, it's just so energetic and like. You just have to you just can't kind of like not
you can't be mad when you're watching Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies. Like you just fucking can't.
You just can't. So yeah, that one was definitely a good one.
So if you're feeling like bad about yourself, pop that on. That'll get you right up.
Right, and he's got plenty of them from over the years because like I said, he ran from somewhere from like the mid 80s to like I said almost 2000, so he's got a good probably 15-20 years.
He's like the grandfather of working out, like he's
one of the earlies. I also, as I was talking about Jane Fonda, I did do one of her low impact workout videos. It was like 42 minutes. I'm gonna say by 15 minutes in, I was definitely like warm, and by like 29 minutes, I was hoping it was done. I was like, this is going to be a little bit too much, Jane Fonda. And it was low impact too. And sometimes when people hear low impact, they think it's going to be easy, but it is not always easy.
It's just low impact on your joints. That's all it really kind of means. It's not low intensity. Yes. It's low impact.
Yeah. And
it's a difference.
She was basically known as like in the 90s, the workout queen. Mm-hmm. And then actually I did find that she has since released newer ones, I think in the I think somewhere in the 2010s, workout videos for the aging population.
Oh, cool.
Because like I said, the workout queen, you got to do what you're good at. And she's good at the workout videos. So good for you, Jane Fonda, keeping that old population just as fit.
Well, that was like the Buns of Steel one that I did.
Yeah.
I started doing it and I'm like 15 minutes in and I'm just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like my legs were fucking dying. And she never like stopped for water breaks. I'm just like, bitch.
And the funny thing is like our current generation, because a lot of us sit on our butts all day, we're starting to get the saggy butt syndrome because people aren't like using their butts. But the funny thing is their butt muscle is almost like one of the biggest muscles in your body that you should be kind of. So a lot of times when your butt muscle are saggy, a lot of your other things kind of get impacted a little bit. So it's kind of like you work it out for 2 seconds and you're already feeling the sweat because it's the biggest muscle in your body.
I'm just glad. It makes me kind of glad that I do have an office job. Like I've done retail for 20 fucking years and now I'm in factory. I'm not as physical in the factory as I was in retail, but I'm still like standing all day and walking long distances and stuff in the factory.
Alyssa Milano was the next one I think I did. And that one, okay. So this one was so cheesy.
So bad.
So like barely a workout. I'm sorry. Like it was just stretching and then a dance break in the middle. That was kind of a little weird. I thought I'm like, how am I supposed to follow along with this dance break? I wasn't too sure.
I think it was just for entertainment purposes for your respite before your cool down.
Okay, because I was just like, or do I do my own dance? Like I wasn't sure if I should.
I mean, you could probably dance, like follow along if you could you could try. I think my sister and I did. I think we tried it, but
I wasn't sure with it. I was like, what do I do?
We were the type that would like play like 8 beats and then pause, rewind, play 8, play, and we would fast forward or we rewind and rewatch it, so we get the dance moves down. So eventually, Aaron and I did know the dance moves to that dancing section of this workout tape.
Because Michael Jackson-esque for sure. Like had to have been the same choreographer.
Heavily influenced by Michael Jackson.
I was just like, what? And I was like, it was a long warm-up. There was no real like work to it. And then like a long cool down at the end. I was like, I get it's for like more teens, but I was still just like, all right, I feel like even as teens, you could have done a little bit more work in this one.
Yeah, but like, how about those outfits though, right?
I know.
Okay,
So good. So
but
good. So classic 80s.
what I
This
loved
was
is
88. I did check
yeah,
that
this
this
was
was made in
88.
88.
So like the one girl, the blonde girl that joined her in the bedroom with her other friend to like
Oh,
do
okay.
the workout or whatever with the blue
Yeah.
spandex pants, whatever. I love that outfit with like the tied up like right here.
Yeah.
Her hair though, I was like, where are you going? The fucking mall or like the ball? Because like it was all like nice and coiffed and done and pretty and braided and
Maybe she
like
just came from her pageant competitions or practices or
maybe.
something. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just trying. I don't know what you do at the
But
age of
her
18 if it's not
stirrup
prom.
shiny blue spandex pants
Right.
that I'm
I
pretty
love
sure
all.
were Adidas. I like them.
So I'm currently watching rewatching the 90s Melrose Place right now, and all of the like 90s just shiny and like bright colors and like those holographic. I loved it all. The 80s, the 90s, the brights, the shinies. Ah, it's all so good.
I
I
really
miss
did. What's Kate? What I found funny is in the dance break, Alyssa Milano's outfit, the jeans she was wearing with the giant rip, like the giant hole in them.
Yeah.
It made me think of like the pants that kids are wearing these days.
Yep.
Only the
The
ones
mom
that Alyssa
jeans.
Milano are wearing, they have the rip like vertical. Do you know what I see? Like it was cut vertically as opposed to like a bunch of horizontal rips that opened up.
Yeah.
You know what I like? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Kind of, yeah.
Whatever. But I'm just like, I was like, I remember that being a thing, like where you cut your jeans vertically and instead of whatever.
I feel like I saw that when they did the Bad Boys and Saved by the Bell or something. It was that same
And
kind of.
okay,
Yeah.
do you remember?
Yeah.
I don't know. You might have been were you too young to watch Married with Children? Okay.
No.
Do you remember the
Charlie
like
Bundy?
Yes, where
Yeah.
she went out and bought new jeans because Al told her to, and she came home and was putting the scissors to them and cutting her own holes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought of that episode because like I was talking to like the same girl that didn't know Gwen Stefani was part of No Doubt. I was telling her about how back in the day, like we didn't buy our jeans ripped. Like ripped jeans were a thing back then because we created our own rips. She's like, really? Like you just bought them whole and then cut them yourself?
Or they just wore out and
like, or they just
them
wore
that
out.
way.
Yeah, or you just wore them out and you wore the same pair of jeans for fucking years.
Yeah.
And she could not wrap her head around that concept.
There was no concept of this fast fashion where what was in like if you like fashion jeans were in
worn
for, like,
jeans. Yeah, like
well, and you could buy a
jeans
pair of jeans and the
like,
fashion didn't change for like a good 20 years versus now it's changing like every other year or something like that. Like, yeah. Yeah, so you could wear out a pair of jeans to give you holy jeans.
But I loved the top she was wearing with all the buttons on it. And this is the girl with the suspenders. I love suspenders.
Her song at the end as well.
Yeah.
That was the
It's you kind of gotta like hear it to really believe it. But I loved how they were like, oh, come on, work out, and the stress from your day-to-day life as teenagers will subside. And I'm like, that's cool and all, but have you been a teenager lately? Pretty sure that's not gonna happen. It'll help, it might help, but it's not gonna fucking, I don't know. For some kids, maybe it might help them focus in schoolwork and deal with their horrendous parents, but
there's a reason some of these workout videos are no longer applicable.
Yeah.
They don't really work nowadays.
I mean, that one gave me a good stretch.
Yeah. But like I said, the workout, like kids don't need that cool down stuff. They need
I'm sorry
nowadays.
But the cliche, I know this was like the typical cliche teen bedroom scenario in the early 90s, whatever, but like the clothes all over the place, half open drawers with the clothes spilling out of the dresser. I'm like,
not everyone was dirty.
Would allow their child to like live like that.
Right.
At least no caring parent.
They want to make sure their child becomes a clean kid.
Yeah. Like I was not allowed to leave my door shut unless I was inside my room.
Right.
And if I left it open and it looked like that, my parents would be like, get your ass in there and fucking clean your room.
Clean your room.
That's horrendous. How can you live like that?
Right.
Yeah. As a step parent myself, I'm just like, they can live in their own filth. They'll clean it when they want to. I'm good.
So the next one I did was Tybo, if we remember this craze when it came out.
Yeah.
Did I have a date here of when it came out? No. And did mine
06.
Mine was 04. So it came out, I think.
Okay.
So maybe it was 96 or something.
Because I think I have a DVD that came out in 06 of Tybo.
Yeah. So the video I had done was a Foundations and Energy, which was 04. And I feel like they put out this Foundations ones because there was a lot of like hoopla about people were doing Taibo incorrectly and injuring
Oh
themselves
my
and all of
God. Yes,
that.
I
Do you
remember
remember?
that.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's a specific skill.
Yeah, it was
Like
because it was like kickboxing mixed with like high cardio, like
with like aerobics.
with like so it was like high
Yeah.
kicks and jabs and stuff. So there was like
Yeah.
you had to learn.
Boxing
It
and
was
whatnot. Like you had to learn to like just,
bob and weave and all
yeah,
of that. Yeah, it
you
became
know,
popular in the 90s is what it said. So it was like, what was his name?
but like a butterfly sting like
Billy
me.
Blanks. And so this one, like I said, I did do the like foundations one. So it was they do like they focus and target it. So first he teaches you like the upper body stuff, and then he teaches you like the
Mhm.
lower body stuff.
Yep.
Yep, I did get a good sweat on. You know, it was good to learn your proper techniques before going into it. Obviously, like I said, because of the injuries, we don't want to injure ourselves now, especially in our old ages of almost 40. We don't want to injure ourselves working out.
Speaking of, I thought like in a split second I broke my ankle today.
Oh no!
So okay, so it was like 11:30 and I forget why, but I was gonna go wake up Riley with the dog. And I was like, hey, come on, Ripley. And I ran like down the hall and I went to go turn up the stairs and I put my left foot on the bottom stair and somehow it landed sideways, slipped off the step, and then hit the next step, like the bottom or like the floor sideways, like just slammed into the ground. It happened so fast. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I'm just like, and Aaron came running from the living room. Was like, are you okay? And it was, it hurt so much. And then it woke Riley up. So she was at the top of the stairs. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just stupid. I just
Been
totally
there,
thought that I
done
broke my
that.
ankle.
Back
I
in
thought that
December.
I thought my record of never breaking a bone was over.
I didn't break my ankle, luckily. I just sprained it. So my broken record is still intact as well. I just sprained it back in December. Yes. So I also found out actually Billy Blanks actually is making new videos for Taibo. If you go on YouTube, he's got some new
cool.
videos up there. So he is still doing it. It hasn't gone to the full on wayside. It's just no longer a big craze, I guess, anymore. So just a couple other random videos that I kind of had listed here before we get into some of the other fun crazes. We had Paula Abdul's Get Up and Dance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Latoya Jackson, again, a step up. Sean T, Hip Hop Abs, which is now part of the Beachbody system. There was a few Biggest Loser DVDs that had spun off from the TV show, and that
I watched that show incessantly, and now in hindsight, hearing all of the
how they were treated post stories.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, that sucks. I really wish I hadn't invested a lot of my time in those.
Like, I understand you liked it because you probably enjoyed seeing the people's maybe success stories.
Yes, that's what it was. I liked seeing them go from depressed and angry at themselves and hopeless, changing their lives and learning how to handle with the trauma that made them that way to begin with, and all of that, to find out that it was all fucking fake. It was awful for them. It was awful for them.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel awful that I contributed to it as a viewer.
I mean, maybe hopefully some of them learned, like, I'm not denying like what they did was terrible,
and
but
like
also
a lot
at the
of
same point, being overweight, maybe they learned the steps to keep those them going into the better life. There's hope.
A lot of them that maintained the lifestyle they did learn.
Yes.
But a lot of them didn't. A lot of them went right back to their old habits because they didn't learn it properly, or like the psychology wasn't there.
Yeah.
Just hearing about it in hindsight, I'm just like, wow, that makes me feel awful.
Things they do, Hollywood does for a buck. Then there was also P90X, which I think is another one now.
Remember like Rehab with Dr. Drew?
Oh gosh. Anyways.
Avid viewer right here.
We all had some kind
It was so dramatic. It was fantastic.
That we watched.
Oh my God. I'm in the middle of watching Big Brother, like Big Brother 24. Holy fuck, are you watching it?
Oh, that's reality. That's not trash. We're talking trash TV.
Oh, gotcha. Reality and trash, same thing.
It's a thin line, but there's more trash than reality. Like, I find if it's a competition, it's not quite as like trash versus like Kardashians and like the house.
That's trash.
Housewives, it's trash.
Yeah.
Reality is trash.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I can get on board with that. All right.
That's where my distinction comes from. Versus trash reality and reality.
Yep.
Then we've got, so I said P90X. That's, I believe, also now part of the
I remember how
system.
Big that fucking was.
Right?
Oh my God. That was everywhere.
Huge. Cindy Crawford, Crunch Fitness had a bunch of videos. There was a bunch of, I guess, a craze of 8-minute workouts. So you could just like, put a video in, pop out a harsh workout in 8 minutes, and then I guess get on with your day. And then we
That'd be
also had,
sweet.
right? We also had, which my sister had a couple of these DVDs, the Carmen Electra Fit to Strip. So this is kind of a bit where the strip aerobics slash, I guess, pole dancing stuff came into place. Yeah, the Fit to Strip, which also was kind of a little bit into the like leeway, I think, for the strip aerobics as well to come out. And so that was sort of, I think that was '04, and that kind of brought a little bit more of our sexuality into
When was
fitness.
strip aerobics a big thing? When did that hit the scene? Like,
Well, the video
fairly
that I
large.
the video I did of strip aerobics, I believe it was called Dance Off the Inches Cardio Striptease, and it was 2009. And then I know Carmen Electra's was like '04, '05 when hers came out. So definitely along.
Because
And then
I
I
feel
think pole dancing came out like 2010s.
because I thought it was like maybe earlier to the early 2000s or so when Pamela Anderson had her Stripperella show, that cartoon, that late night cartoon on late night comedy or late night Cartoon Network for adults.
Yeah,
You
but I
don't
don't
remember
think
that?
I sort of, but well, you got to remember, like in the '90s, like '96, '97, we had like showgirls and striptease and like
Hmm.
barbed wire. It was very much, I guess, the like bombshell, like blonde bombshell type, or like very sexualness in
Femme
that era.
fatale. Femme
Yes,
fatale.
in that era. So maybe that's when the Stripperella came out, and then that just kind of eventually led to
Maybe.
more
Uh,
sexuality coming out in for females, I guess.
yeah, I guess that makes sense.
And then we got to Carmen, because Carmen Electra was sort of
Yeah.
another version, later version, sort. Well, they're both on Baywatch, but a later version, sort of, the big sultry Playboy esque, you know.
Yes.
So then she sort of brought that
Well,
out.
you got strip aerobics down here.
Yeah, and then cardio strip tease, and yeah, so strip aerobics.
Yeah.
We have just so the general classes we got. Oh, and then there was also the classes we had. Oh, did I not write it down? Oh, I also found that I found on YouTube there was a PCD dance workout.
I know. I have the DVD.
Do you? I couldn't.
I do.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah, I dug them out. I dug out I forgot to bring them upstairs. But I dug out the ones that I have. So I've got the Pussycat Dolls one,
Yeah,
which is a workout. Like, it's a workout.
it is. Okay, I put it on and I
Yeah.
was gonna try it, but then I didn't get a chance to.
I have Turbo Jam, which has a Tai Chi video on it. Like it's got like a couple different like classes you can take, like
Okay.
maybe 3 or 4 different videos you can follow. And
Yep.
one of them is Tai Chi. And the like other ones are focused more on kickboxing. One is more karate style, and like one is just like a turbo jam dance kind of aerobics kind of class or
Yep.
video. And then I have Yoga Booty Ballet, which is really like I haven't done it in years. I probably haven't done it in like 15 years. I think it came out in '06. All of my DVDs actually came out in '06. Apparently around then is when I started buying these workout videos, but never actually fucking used them. Except I did like I would say around 2009, 2010 is when I started using them for like a little bit and then I stopped again. And the Yoga Booty Ballet one is actually a lot of fun. It's got like some dances, it's got some really good calming breathing exercises and things. And like it's fun.
Now a part of Beachbody as well.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, well then there you go.
Yeah, a lot of those. I think a lot of those early 2000s ones eventually became part of the Beachbody umbrella subscription.
Huh.
But it's also partially kind of like a multi.
Yeah.
You could. It's an MLM, but you could also just have
Yeah.
a subscription if you didn't want to do the MLM. But either way. And so some of the like classes that kind of saw some like big upticks, like obviously, like we said in the early '90s, step classes, like said Miss Franco, step it up, step it up. So step classes and like all of those were kind of really big in the '90s, right? And doing like the and knee and left grapevine, right? And V step up.
Open it wide, girls.
And then knee and knee repeater, to the left. Yeah, those were really big, guys.
Lift those knees, girls.
We could just do our own class, Lindy. Like, geez, the millennial step class.
Remember when we taught that pop dance class at the athletic club?
Oh my
That's
gosh.
not the athletic club anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that was so
because
good.
our teacher was too pregnant to do it.
She had no idea what was going on. Yep. She was just like, I'm too big. I can't. We're like, we
She's
got
like,
it.
I can't do this. You guys, can you just like, I'll call out the steps. You guys just lead the class. We're like, okay.
We're already here all the time, anyways. It's
I was
fine.
like, we knew the dances. Like, we were already there. We were there all the time.
All the time.
Um,
So yeah, I had a lot of that. Like I said, strip aerobics. step classes. There was spinning became a big thing, like Soul
It
Cycle and all of
still
those.
is. It's
It's
still
still,
a pretty big
it
thing.
kind of goes through ebbs and flows, I find. Like I find
Yeah.
like in the 90s there was a big uptick in like the spinning classes. They kind of fell for a bit. And then Soul Cycle kind of rebranded, repackaged, put some bumping beats and some like, bumping flashy lights in the class.
Yeah.
And then now everyone wants to go back to it again. So just
Hmm.
rebrand and now it's out again. And the military style boot camps, those kind of came out in like, because if you remember,
Yes.
like in Bridesmaids at the very
Yes.
beginning, and they're like doing it for free. They're like, sorry, we're poor, we're
It
on
was
a
also in
budget.
Spice World. They did a boot camp thing.
Yep. So there's like a lot
Yeah.
of, like military. I know it's kind of sort of goes hand in hand with sort of CrossFit. I guess it would be
Yeah.
the early
And
CrossFit almost.
anyways, workouts.
So then we had the next four kind of saw very much like an uptick in the post 9/11 world. We had Pilates, yoga, bar, and Tai Chi. Obviously, post 9/11, everyone was very trying to find something, trying to find, I guess, solace in a crazy world of why people would do things like this. So they sort of kind of guided towards the more like, chill, zen, maybe finding themselves of ways of exercises. And then also yoga, Madonna kind of helped bring sort of yoga a little bit out to the forefront as well, I think, in '04 with her Kabbalah. And she was always seen with like going to yoga classes and stuff. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, Madonna looks great. I want to look like Madonna. So we do get that a lot. Also with these trends as well. You see a celebrity doing it and then you think, I want to look like them. So then people go to try them as well.
Hmm.
So that was also another reason why we get a lot of upticks in the fitness things, I find.
Except for the things that we're not told is that, or don't think of, is that person who is celebrity and rich can afford a personal trainer to work them out for 8 hours a day, whereas then they just have to go and be like, yeah, I do this workout video for an hour a day, la la la, give me money.
But we didn't know that back then. We
Exactly.
were so
In
naive.
hindsight.
And yeah,
Hindsight.
we were so naive back then.
Yeah.
And then we also had Zumba,
Which is still going strong.
Still going strong, still hasn't changed. It's still there. Although I found Zumba, like back then, I found it was a lot more, they had a lot more just Latin songs in it. I find now a lot of them are putting just like the Latin songs with some dance songs, which I get it. Like you kind of want to keep it a little bit like, going. It's been what, probably 15, 20 years now it's been going. You got to keep it still fresh and going.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple times I found that some of the classes seem a little bit more like just dance songs heavy while still doing some of the Zumba moves. And then kickboxing classes.
Those were big.
Those ones were another one that
I wanted to do kickboxing.
got really big. Yep. Kickboxing classes. I know around the corner from me, there's a gym that's called like 9 Rounds. And so you do like, you go in and like there's 9 different stations you do, and you do like a few minutes at each station. It's all different boxing things. Kind of, I think, guess
That's cool.
Yeah, it's
I could definitely like do with a punching bag these days. I have a lot of frustration built up.
I think we all do. Let's be real. After 2 years of lockdown, people have so much energy they didn't know where to go.
Oh, mine has nothing to do with lockdowns and shit. It's just life getting to me.
Oh. Which brings to the next one, Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. I know what Krav Maga is because of How I Met Your Mother. Thanks, Natalie.
Right?
Yep.
The Israeli fighting style or whatever it is.
Yep.
Basically. And there was another.
It's like Israeli guerrilla fighting style.
Yeah, guerrilla fighting.
Like completely
style.
different.
Yeah. Either way, it's still very, very crazy fighting style.
Yep.
I also remember in Office Christmas Party at the very end, Jennifer Aniston, she was like, oh, I did 12 years of Krav Maga. She kicks the ass out of a bunch of these like Russian henchmen or whatever. They're like, damn. And she's like, well, 12 years of Krav Maga.
Yeah.
It's like, I
Take
guess
that bitches.
Right? I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
And then my sister wanted me to add this one. And it wasn't a particular video or anything, but kind of was a video back in the like 80s. You could do with Minnie Mouse, Mousercise.
I was gonna ask you what the fuck that was.
So yeah, it was like these little exercises on Family Channel or I think Disney Channel, like Saturday mornings, and it was like little Minnie Mouse doing these little exercises. Danielle says apparently you can find them on YouTube. I haven't checked yet.
All right.
But yeah, they obviously it was for like little kids and stuff like that. There's a video, I think it's like one of those Defunct Land or whatever YouTube channels. They did a whole video on this. And she was like, go, Joe, check it out. And I was like, okay, I will. But then I forgot to before this episode. It was a busy weekend for me. I had the foam party or the foam fest. And then I was trying to make a brisket for my partner's birthday. And then our smoker broke as we were loading it in to the smoker.
So
yeah. So as we went to go and load it, like really into the Yeah.
Exercise.
Exercise. Yeah, they got Mickey and Minnie Mouse and all of that. Yeah, so cheesy.
Boogie
So
boarding.
next on our boogie boarding. I guess that was kind of a sort of thing. So next on our list, I guess, is more. We'll go with the devices we used to get fit. The all sorts of different devices that they sold us that apparently would help us get us fit. Some did, some didn't. Some just became laundry drying racks for others.
Some became the biggest jokes of workout world
that you'd ever seen. And for that one, we are talking about the shake weight.
The shake weight.
Which apparently it was a good work. Like, apparently if you do it, it does have a good workout.
I'm sure
like,
it
does work your arms.
It looks awful.
But it just looks like you are also practicing for
jacking someone off. Yeah.
All the time. Because basically it was like a free weight.
Yeah.
Where the ends would just kind of, I guess, had like
it would move back and forth.
So you had to like hold with two hands and just shake it in the hands back and forth. So
or one once you got strong enough.
Of course, this motion.
Yeah, not.
Especially this one right here. Like, like, come on.
Splooge.
Right? Splooge. So, needless to say, lots of jokes made about that one.
Same with the Thigh Master. Like, this was way before the shake weight, but the Thigh Master got a good razzing itself.
Suzanne Summers.
Yeah.
And how
she sit there and watch TV and just
it was like a clamshell thing that you were just supposed to put in between your legs and close your legs and open, and it had some resistance to it, so you couldn't like.
Yeah, I mean, again, probably fucking worked. But I've used one. Like, I've used them before. Like, I'd be like at someone's house and they have one. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking try this. It gets hard after 4. I'm telling you.
There's a reason these things were made, but unfortunately they just don't look the greatest when you're utilizing these devices.
Yeah.
The ab roller, do you remember that one?
Is that the one where it's like this?
Yeah, it's like
we had one.
You had one?
We had one. It wasn't an ab roller, but it was
the knockoffs or whatever. Yeah,
which still had the same effect.
All of these had their own versions of knockoffs, people. Like, it was always the original.
And they all worked the same fucking way as the expensive one.
And they all
just buy the cheap one.
And I think most of these also had like infomercials, or if not infomercials, you found them on the Home Shopping channel.
Mm-hmm.
Usually.
So anyway,
Bowflex.
I was gonna say, Bowflex is still around. I still hear about Bowflex quite a bit.
But a lot of them, when I was looking into this, a lot of people kept saying, they were like, oh, we thought it would be such a great investment. And then because there was so many like things off of it, they eventually just became a like kind of like glorified drying racks for people.
Yeah. Clothes horse.
Okay,
I do love when they integrated physical activity into video games.
Yes,
like your Wii Fit and the Dance Dance Revolution in like arcades and stuff.
And then we got the Xbox Connect.
Yep.
And then the PlayStation had what was theirs again?
This was of course like 2000s, right?
Like the mid 2000s to early 2010s. We had the Wii Fit boards. We had all of these different, like, just to kind of get you up, get you integrated into your,
like, you could play anything. You can play tennis on them. You can do boxing or like bowling and
Just Dance.
They were fun.
So there was DDR, which was the early versions almost. So the DDR, you got it for the PlayStation. You bought a mat, you stuck it in, and you played with your up, down, left, and rights.
Mm-hmm.
Wii Fit ended up coming out and they took it a little step further. You had your remote that you could put, so you could play like tennis, and then you had your Wii Fit board, so that would do like any of your balancing stuff, and it could do, so they integrated a lot of stuff into it that you can, I think they even had like weights that you could put over top of your remotes or things like that, or things. So you got,
they even had like workout ones for those too, like
and then they came out with Just Dance as well, which was just for the Wii's, and the other ones
super fun.
Those are so much fun.
Lots of fun.
And I mean, not that it was a complete workout, but it definitely did your dexterity. Like, let's say Guitar Hero. I mean,
oh my God, talk about an arm workout. Holy crap.
About arm dexterity. Or if you're doing Band Hero, you're drumming a little, you're getting They basically started to make them integrating, so we weren't just sitting on our ass with a remote.
I still play Guitar Hero once in a while. I generally play by myself, but I like on my days off or something, I'll get an act to want to play it. So I'll play it, and I'll play it for like maybe half an hour.
So we should like plan a like Friday or Saturday, or like a night of just playing Guitar Hero, because me and Kevin have been wanting to play it so bad.
Okay.
So then we also had like an uptick I found in like the late 90s and early 2000s of extreme
Extreme
sports.
sports or like
Like
ultimate frisbee,
ultimate frisbee,
shit
like
like
there's
that.
people doing just snowboarding or like just every, all these kind of extreme sports to get
Dangerous kind of sports, I guess.
dangerous. Yeah. And then this one, I don't know, I don't remember like specifically what they were called. I just remember them from heavyweights, like the
Yeah.
slide boards or the gliding boards or whatever.
I can feel the
Glide,
burn, Tony.
slide, glide, like
I'm feeling skinny, Tony.
right? Like I don't remember what they were called, but you had to have these like things over your shoes so you
Like the
could
little
slide.
slipper thing, so you can
Yeah,
make your shoes slippery. Yeah.
right. That was, I think it was like maybe a Reebok or someone like that might have come out with
Um,
those.
I don't know about you, but we had them during our aerobic session in school.
Oh, I don't remember
We
if
had
did.
those.
I can't
They
remember.
brought them out and they
Did
were
they?
fucking fun. Yep.
I can't
Except we
remember.
didn't get the booties. We were just supposed to come into the gym in socks. Works the
Same,
same.
same basic
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, exactly.
But they were literally just like a flimsy plastic board that had like they kind of worked like a tape measure. You just pull them apart
Yep.
and just it locks
kind of
and
black
you
and
just
then pull them back together.
have at her.
That's funny.
And they were pretty fun.
Yeah, every time I see those, just slide, glide. I'm feeling skinny, Tony. Which brings us to the Tony Little Gazelle glider.
Is that the one that goes like this?
Yeah,
Yeah, Taryn had one.
He had
Taryn-
the ponytail
Yep.
or whatever. Tony
Yep.
Gazelle. Yeah, I think he's still.
He was
doing
also a
something.
motivational speaker.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think he's still doing some stuff out there. When I was googling this stuff, it seems.
Yeah, they have those. They have something like that
Yeah.
in like parks and stuff now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just like a play thing.
Have
to
you
play
not
on?
seen
That's funny.
that video that went viral on TikTok of the old man that put his two dogs on them? He had two little dogs, like Chihuahua
Maybe
type
not.
dogs.
No.
He put one on each and put the quarters in, or no, they're free. And he started it to go. And as they were swinging, he got on the other one and did his workout while the dogs are just
That's-
enjoying a swing. And it's adorable.
Oh, that's too cute. But yeah, those are I feel like they're fun, but I don't know. I'm not sure like were they your legs they were targeting? Was it cardio? Was it your butt?
It's cardio. It's like a low impact, kind of like a
kind of like a running almost. Okay.
what is the one that they call that at the gym? They're the ones that go in circles like this.
The ellipticals.
The elliptical. They're kind of like an elliptical, only instead of going like this and running, they're going like this and walking, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
yeah,
a low
I guess
impact.
Yeah, kind of movement. All right. Yeah, that makes
Good
sense.
for people who have bad joints and stuff. It works your hips and your spine as long as you're in the right.
In the right position.
Yeah, as long as you're in the right position.
Keep those glutes. Keep those glutes tight, guys.
Glutes.
Then we also had the Nordic track, which was supposed to like be like a skiing exercise. Here, I had to also look this.
No,
one up
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's like you put your feet in, and it clicks in, and they're kind of like
this is called the
they're each kind of like on a treadmill that moves back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the hands. Yes.
Yeah. So that
Yes.
was like a pro skier thing. So kind of simulated the ski.
They still have those, only it's a lot easier now. It's instead you just strap your feet to
Oh no,
a slider
you can still buy this one. The classic. They call it the classic.
for
Of course,
$13.49.
$13.50, yeah. And if you go on like an eBay site, you can probably buy an original one for probably like $100 because no one wants them anymore. Or a new one for $1,300, people.
Or just go outside and walk.
Just walk. Like, I guess if you're like a cross country skier, maybe you want to get used to that.
I know it's different
motion, I know.
muscles. It's different muscles. It's like cross country skiing, right? Like it uses different muscles than
Just
walking
bring your
and
pole
running.
with you when you're going for a hike and a walk. I
Yeah.
see people do that in here.
I see those too, walking sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, the walking poles. I know it wasn't really the 90s, but I just had to say it because it was so
ridiculous
that we thought this would work. Those 60s vibrating belts that the women would have.
When all it really did was it created
booty.
cottage cheese like
It
on
just
your
shakes
body.
your booty.
It caused cellulite. That's all
Right?
it did.
Like it did. They thought it would like tone
It just
up their
moved your
backs.
fat around until
And
you
of
could
course,
visibly see it through your skin.
All of the videos and stuff are them standing in their kitchen drinking wine, basically,
there's
while they're standing there with this thing, like in their
There's
high
like-
heels, in their dresses, like.
I would only do that for maybe 30 seconds because it'd be fucking funny. but I
Right.
wouldn't actually use it as like an everyday
Oh,
workout. Your
right. Like
butt would be
nowadays,
mush.
it would just be so funny to try to be like, oh my God, what is this? And maybe it might
But
feel
it would
like
be
a nice,
hilarious. Like,
it
can you
might
just
feel like a nice massage. Like you might be
but
like,
seriously, Seth, though,
ooh.
just picture it. Just picture it. Just picture it.
Yeah.
Me and you in one of those things, and it's just going, and we're vibrating as we talk, but we are laughing fucking hysterically. And it's like, I'm gonna pee a little bit because this is so fucking funny. Like, just
Right? I can't talk. Yeah, exactly. Because it's just vibrating the whole
like when you're
time.
talking into a fan when you were a kid.
When you're a kid.
Oh
Yep.
god, it'd be fucking hysterical
It'd be
though.
so good.
Life
But
goals.
life goals. We will find one of those. If any one of you has them,
Okay.
let us know. Rollerblades and roller skates.
I bought my first rollerblades on my 14th birthday because nobody bought me a pair for my birthday. So I bought myself a pair.
Yep.
And I think I just got rid of them when we moved here 4 months ago.
I got a pair in like the 90s.
They still fit.
They were my first pair. They were like a black and purple pair, I think. And that, like the hard plastic one click, the click.
Yeah.
Each 3 clicks.
Mine were like that too, but the 3 straps.
And then I had another pair that was black and green.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was going to Phoenix Roller Sport all the time. I was cool. I needed cool rollerblades.
Yeah.
And then when I was with Jordan, I bought a pair of rollerblades because those ones were just way too old.
Yeah.
And I still have those ones in my room over there. And so I think those ones are probably close to 20 years old.
I love that it's not making a huge comeback, but roller skating is making a comeback.
It kind of is because there have been some sort of like, especially like the 80s and the 90s, there's been a lot of like documentaries about roller skating.
Yeah.
So I think
not to mention
kids Stranger Things or whatever.
Not to mention,
I feel like a lot of these old shows are bringing it back.
Texas Roller Derby in Austin, Texas is absolutely ginormous because of that show Roller Girls that aired in like 2002. I fucking loved that show. I wanted to join a fucking roller derby.
Well, here's the thing. Roller derby kind of became big for a bit.
Yes.
Because that's when
still has
Roller
one.
Girls came out, and then you had the one with Elliot Page. Whip it.
Yeah, Whip It. So good with Drew Barrymore and Kristen Wiig.
And so like at that point it was Derby Girls, like roller derby kind of became really big, and then now it's kind of coming on a lull again. But we've always had the derby sort of.
So in like 0203 when Roller Girls was huge and I was super into it, how into I Get Something, I looked around, I checked around all the athletic clubs, like the Racket Club and on Northfield. Like I went around to like a whole bunch of athletic clubs in Waterloo. Not just that one. That was just an example.
Well, we know that one's more bougie, so I'm like, they have course.
Yeah. But like none of them were going to be doing roller derby or have one or were interested in one. Like there was no roller derby at the time.
Yeah.
And now there is, and they're actually like pretty good. They're pretty. One of my friend's daughters on the team.
I was gonna say as far back as at least like 20. I feel like 2010, maybe not a little earlier.
Maybe then, yes, maybe then. But like back in 2003, they definitely did not.
Yeah, we may have had them back then, but we didn't have the internet like we did in 03. So you couldn't just Google roller derbies back then and find them or whatever.
Well, no, but
they might have been underground though.
They didn't. There was no official ones anyway that I could find. I wanted to like join one.
It would have been an underground thing, and it's not like they were advertising and we didn't have Google like we did.
Then there's the guy, I don't remember what it's called, but there's a couple of guys that do a TikTok. I think they're brothers that do like roller skating videos all the fucking time, and they're awesome. They just did one with Usher.
No.
Usher.
Next craze we had, not really like a particular like actual object to keep you fit, but everyone did juicing for a while.
I didn't,
because they thought like
I like food.
I know.
Like food.
I know. I didn't do it, but it definitely became a big thing for a bit that people were like juicing like anything and everything that they could almost get their hands on, and going to Booster Juice and Jamba Juice and juice and
I like Booster Juice. I don't care what's in it as long as it tastes good.
Yeah, but people were like,
give me whatever tastes like berries or melons, and I'm good.
But yeah, people were buying. They were buying the juicers at home, and like they were just, it was a thing for a bit. People were just juicing. The body blade. It literally is a blade where you basically can kind of go like this. Here, I'll get it.
It's a what?
Literally a blade.
I'm gonna have to Google this shit because body blade.
Literally just a piece of stick That's what I
Build
mean.
your core power. So
Like just a
that
stick.
one looks like a fucking bow and arrow that she's holding. Like that's what that one looks like.
Because it moves, it flexes as you move it. It
Okay.
flexes, so
So
it's
you
like some
so it's like
resistance,
a
or I
shake weight
guess.
kind of. It's like a shake weight, but a stick.
I think yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, rapid contraction technology through vibration.
It's like dynamic resistance almost, but you're using an object.
Yeah, vibration and
$190.
vibration and inertia training. Address deep dynamic stabilizers of the spine and to provide a stable platform for all of the rehabilitation, sport performance training, fitness enhancement, and personal training programs. Yeah, it's basically just looks like a katana.
Interesting.
It's like,
Oh,
I'm going to
not
kill you
fabulous.
with my
Mm,
workout gear.
moving on, because that one is actually like not impressive.
Right? It's not really.
What is a flex belt?
The slender tone or the
Yeah, what is
flex
that?
belt?
Is that the thingy that you wear that like gives you like electrical shocks or something so you intense your abs?
It was one of the ones, yes. Because there was, I think they found a couple of different names for that one. Hold on. There was like the ab flex belt, the flex belt, the slender tone. So they were all the same, where it was like that you put that belt on and it gave
It just
you
made
the
your muscles react.
contract
Yeah.
and electric pulses, but people thought that they were getting rock hard abs from it because all it was doing was contracting. And I guess like I have seen some videos where like they say there could be some assistance while using those while working out, or like the vibration plates while working out, because it can help contract your muscles faster while doing it, but it's not something to do by itself to get you anything.
Yeah.
It'd be used in
I
complement.
think I remember like using one of those, like maybe like a friend of my
Jay
like my
did.
parents.
He put
I
it
don't
on
remember
his,
that.
I remember, or Jordan had one, or someone, but I remember Jay had one. He put it around his neck or something like that, or around his
It
forehead.
does sound familiar. It sounds like something he would do.
Right? Yeah.
But I think this was more like, I don't know, late 90s, like before I think we even met them. I think one of my friend's parents had one and we were trying it out and it was just hilarious.
Yeah. So apparently the slender tone, like those ab belts, are still doing them, and they've kind of updated them a bit.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. That looks super fucking familiar.
Yeah, so they've kind of updated them a little bit. That's the Abs 5 unisex toning belts.
I think I bought one at a garage sale like forever ago for like $2. And then
slender tone bottom accessory. Oh, they have a whole entire like shorts.
Yeah, I think I totally had one of those. I bought it from a garage sale, never used it because it's $2 and the battery was corroded.
Right? Of course it was.
So what's this Reebok step?
Just the steps. When you did the steps, they were specifically made by Reebok.
So you couldn't use your own fucking stairs?
Apparently not. But yeah, they were specifically like the Reebok where it was like the blue and the purple and the gray.
Oh yeah, so you're paying for the name. Got it.
Yeah, and then there were the fancy colors in the 90s and stuff. And one of the other ones that kind of last was the TRX. Is like the, so remember when we did anti-gravity yoga, the other systems that attached to it? That is the TRX system.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's a bunch of straps made by
ridiculously hard.
It's not hard. All it is actually, I know it seems harder than it actually is, but all it is it's
looks
just
hard.
And the funny thing is the exact same things we were doing in anti-gravity yoga, you would do on the TRX system in the exact same fashion. So like when we were doing the pull-ups, instead of wrapping our hands in it, you would just hold the handles and do the exact same thing. So it seems more intimidating than it actually is.
Knowing me, doing the TRX, I'd probably slip off the handles and land on my face. Whereas in the anti-gravity yoga, you have your hands wrapped around the hammock, so you have that extra support a little bit.
There are ways you can kind of wrap your hand in it and hold the handles as well, so you'd still be okay.
Because I would probably fall.
I learned, but yeah, I recently learned how to use those ones, and they're actually kind of fun, and they're very tight. Like if you have no space in your house, they're very easy to kind of. You could just, as long as you put something in your roof, you just attach it to something, or even outside, you could put it on a tree, attach it, and you don't even need, you just need the system. You don't need fancy weights or nothing. So they're interesting.
There's another one that I used that I had really good success with that I used like 6-7 years ago was the Simply Fit board. Like it's fairly newer. Have you, the one where it's like curved like this? And you just twist the pounds off.
Okay.
I did that. I did change my diet. Like I started eating a lot healthier and I had protein shakes and like all of this. And I stopped eating as much chocolate and chips and everything. And I gained a bit of weight because I stopped doing it. But I did it for like 8 months and I lost like 45 pounds. And I did it every day. I did every morning for 10 minutes. And then
Yeah.
I'd usually do it every day after work for 10 minutes.
I
Because it doesn't
vaguely, I
take
think I
long.
remember the
'Cause
commercial
they're pretty
being
high.
like,
They're
this
high
looks
intense
stupid.
workouts if you want. But yeah, and it sucks though that I can't do it here because I don't have any carpet here to do it on. So I have to wait until I get like an area rug or something like that. Because like,
Well, you don't want to do it on the hardwood floor and just go fly.
no. And then I
Hey,
tried it on my.
it would make for a hilarious like TikTok or like YouTube video.
I tried it with one of my yoga mats, and it just burns into my yoga mat.
Could you maybe get like an area rug or something?
No, yeah, I am gonna get one.
Oh,
I just
okay.
haven't.
And then
I haven't gotten around to getting one yet. Like
Oh,
we're
okay.
definitely getting one before the winter because
Cold.
the hardwood floor and stuff, and the sound carries on all of our hardwood floors. So I want to get mats and rugs for the house. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Deadening the sound.
Wedding planning takes my time. But yeah, I would recommend
summertime also just doesn't help.
That too.
Just busy all fucking summer because it's summer.
Yes, because it's summer.
I know.
But yeah, so I guess the point is just, stay healthy and keep fit and have fun.
Yeah, keep fit and have fun. Because guys,
body break.
Unfortunately, we only have one body. We can never get it replaced. Yeah. When it starts to break down, it's not the worst. And when you're just, as Elwood says, exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands.
Yes.
So always go out and get your exercise so you get endorphins, because endorphins is actually kind of like that happy chemical that gets released into our brains.
Yeah.
So like sometimes if you're having a little bad day, go out for a walk or get some of that endorphin rush.
There's so many options and so many fun things. Like if you have the funds, because some things are very expensive to do, but there's a lot of options out there.
Stuff that you can do. You don't have to go to a gym.
That are fun to do.
You don't have to go.
You don't have to like spend your money on a gym membership.
You don't even have to
whatever.
spend your money on exercise equipment if you don't want to. There's so many videos, so many things for free, like so much access out there.
I'm gonna fully intend, like I'm gonna like after the wedding, I'm gonna like save up money and I'm gonna buy myself a fucking hammock and like hang it in the basement so I can do some anti-gravity yoga, because I miss that shit so much, like so fucking much. And I'm sure there's YouTube videos that I can follow along. Like I don't need to go to a class or anything.
They're always full on Saturdays. I keep trying to schedule and they're always full. And I'm like, stop being full. I want to go. I know. I got to go to it once so far. However, after that 5K yesterday, there was no way I was going to the gym today. I woke up and I was like, oh, the muscles.
So sore.
But then that's also when you had a good workout. But not too sore that you hurt yourself.
If you're not sore the next day, the trainer didn't do their job.
But like I said, not too
sore. Or
you
didn't do your job.
Not too sore that you like hurt yourself back.
Yeah, no, like it's
a dull aching. A nice ache.
Good hurt.
A nice
good hurt.
Ache of muscle. So is there anything else that we missed, guys, as it comes to workout exercises? Was there something that you did that we didn't name that you might have done in class or just in your own home? Or like, what was your workout exercise routines like? Let us know. We want to know. Reach out to us on our Instagram and let us know what kind of workouts you've done. If you've tried any of the ones that we named as well, let us know what you thought. Although we forgot to mention it, and I totally forgot actually, because Lindsay was supposed to be here and she's the one who suggested it.
Yes.
Darren's dance moves.
For
those teeny boppers out there, there was a DVD or a VHS you could buy that was Darren's dance moves, and he taught you all of the NSYNC moves.
And Backstreet Boys. And I'm pretty sure Britney. I think there was some Britney. Like all the pop stars of the 90s, 2000s. He was their main choreographer.
Yes. So he taught you them in this video, and I didn't get a chance to do this one, but that's okay. And Lindsay was going to join us, but she had a little unfortunate incident with some hurting feet and ankle.
Hope your ankle feels better, Linz.
Yeah. And another one I also had listed on was the Marky Mark also had a workout.
Yes, I was gonna say we missed mentioning that one because I saw it on your list too.
Because they were at the bottom. Yeah, Marky Mark.
I think we also missed the big fad of those big bouncy balls. The ones filled with air.
There was a time the Swiss balls.
Were huge.
Or like the Swiss ball, med balls, or whatever they are. Yeah.
Like there's medicine balls that are like the really heavy ones, but then these ones were just filled with air, and you're supposed to use them for balance.
And you could use their ab work and stuff on
a lot of people use them as seats because they're better for your posture and stuff. But there was a time where like everybody was buying
those, and you can get
my parents still have theirs.
I think I still have one downstairs. Yeah, folded up. Yeah, let the air out of it because
But yeah, if we missed anything, let us know.
Yeah,
Tell us
and
your own stories and experiences.
follow, rate, subscribe, and follow us on
All that social
Spotify,
media
on
stuff.
YouTube.
Do all
Follow
of
us on
that. Oh,
Instagram.
look, Steph froze again. Let it go.
Even though
Let
I
it
froze him, so yeah.
go. I don't know the rest of the words. Let it go. Let
There you
it
go.
go. Because I don't watch this movie 8 million times a day. I don't know that song at all. Well, I do when I'm listening to it, and I listen to the New Found Glory version, but
Demi Lovato has a version though.
oh, does she?
Yeah, she does. She does the
Oh.
the other version for the movie or whatever. So yeah, comment,
Anywho,
follow us, and like rate us
click,
on
clickety, click,
Spotify,
click, click.
because that way we can, like, people can find us more on Spotify and listen to us and get us out there.
Yeah.
Leave us a little comments, give us some feedback. We'd love to hear it. What's your
But be
favorite?
nice, please. 10 points if you're nice.
We'll give you extra bonus points. Maybe we'll give some shout outs later to anybody who's really nice to
Yeah.
us. We love niceness. We don't like to be yelled at.
No, who does?
Right, it's true. No
No.
negativity here. So, on that note, I guess
Stay fit, stay healthy, y'all.
stay
Peace.
fit, have fun, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. And it's almost the end of the summer, guys. So get out there and work out and enjoy the rest of the summer that may be left.
Work out outside while you can.
Yeah, well, you can, because it's gonna be gone soon.
Heard it's gonna be a pretty nasty winter.
That's what they're forecasting. And for us Canadians, for anyone else who's not in the northern
Yes,
part,
Canadians anyway.
this doesn't matter to you. We will, I guess, see you in the next week's episode, or next episode in a couple weeks. I'm not sure what we're doing, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll usually choose last minute like we normally do.
This one was a planned one though, because we had to try.
This was.
We had to
we had
try
to
some of the
actually do the
workouts,
videos.
so this
Yeah.
one we knew. But next week we'll figure it out.
All right. Peace
All right.
out, guys. Have
Have
fun.
a good time. Have a good night.